Hello everyone, my name is Ed and I want to welcome you to my channel. One of the hobbies that I have is Legos, and just recently I had purchased about 30 pounds of Lego from Goodwill, and so I was going to reveal each box in each separate video and show everyone what I got. Now, a little bit of history about myself, and this is one of the boxes. Is that I started collecting Legos in 1978, and the first set I got was one of those basic sets with the uh, brick-built mini or factory regular figures that had a really large-sized heads as compared to the minifigs of today. So freshly opened box of Legos. Nothing like it. And right off the bat, I already see that I have Angry Kitty. That's from the Lego movie sets. So that's cool. Glad I got that. And I got some minifigure pieces in here too. Cool. I enjoy minifigures, collecting them and going through them and seeing what all I can get out of them. So at first glance, I see some city stuff. That's a ladder from a fire station of some sort. Another minifigure piece. That's cool. And oh, a conveyor belt. That's neat. I can take a lot of these pieces and I can use websites like Brickset or Rebrickable to research the parts and to find out what sets these parts came from and figure out what else I could do with them. And a lot of times with these bulk purchases, I like to do an inventory of the parts, separate them out by colors and shapes and whatnot, and get an idea of what I can do with everything. And already I had a piece fly out of my hands and off to the side. So, and looking here, looks like a good assortment of parts from all sorts of different things. This is the parts for a garage door. It goes up and down, so that's cool. I like garage doors. Like I said earlier, I work with castles mostly. It was one of the first things that I started collecting, along with the classic space themes. And so anything that I can find that's classic or castle, I find that as a bonus. Oftentimes, you will find in bulk purchases stuff like these Technic pieces that are used regularly in all sorts of different sets. And of course, when you find a bulk bag, you run across a lot of stuff that is not individually disassembled. You'll have to sit here and do some disassembly yourself. But going through here so far, it's not too terribly bad. Ooh, bonus points. A Castle Lion flag. This one is one of those harder plastic ones from the later years. And it's, yes, it was from 2013, which was the very end of the run for castles as a theme. Since 2013, they have had individual castles and castle theme related stuff. Like in the Lego movie, they had a castle that turned into a ship that could fly through the air, and they've done some Creator 3-in-1 sets, but they haven't done a regular theme since 2013. So that's a little bit of historical information that I like to know. Now, this is part of Hero Factory / Bionicle stuff. So oftentimes you'll find that in a set in a box, a book as well. And then you have boat pieces. This is cool. And then you have some pieces like this that goes to a hot air balloon. Or there were some other things like vehicles and whatnot that used those pieces for fenders. But those were larger scale kits. Cool. I have some chains. That's neat. And like I said, I spend a lot of time going through bulk purchases and having to do a lot of tear parts in order to figure out what all I got. So we got castle doors, and I love these clips. These clips go on to all sorts of doors, gates, and whatnot. And because they're light blue gray, I can easily use them in any sort of castle fashion. So those are a bonus. And some more. It looks like a lot of pieces in here were city related, like the fire trucks and fire buildings. And then you got the police stuff as well. I have a feeling with these windshields here that I had quite a few sets that were city based. So let's see if we can dig down deeper. Ooh, now that's cool. These are pieces that have, they're kind of like a macaroni piece, and they have a fin on top of them. The last time I remember these being used was in the Atlantis sets. And that's pretty cool because this was part of an eel and a few other creatures that were in the set. And I've used these for other things as well. I really do enjoy, and that's a top to a forklift and some other small vehicles. I really enjoy trying to take unique parts from one theme and then apply them to a different theme. With my giant castle, I did some reworkings of taking large figure shields and using them as exterior decorations for the castle. So there's nothing from any theme that I can't try to convert into another theme like castle. Vehicles, frameworks. These are pretty cool so far. This is pretty cool. Some people don't like the large plates, but I do. I use them for buildings and all sorts of stuff, so those are great as well. Passing along, a tube. Tube from all sorts of different kits. Batman, Star Wars, there's all sorts of things that use these tubes. So to get some more of these tubes, that's cool. I like that. Here we go. Alright. This is one of the things that we collectors have a problem with when we buy bulk Lego. These are not Lego. These come from Mega Bloks or some other manufacturer that tries to mimic Legos. But they are not useful for us because a lot of us like to be purists and use nothing but Lego. So what this happens with these is that they go into the trash can. Clink. I do that a lot with these bulk purchases. And oh, here's another problem. Sometimes with bulk purchases you get broken pieces. So that's a 2x3 with a broken sides. So that's not good. That will go into the trash. And keep looking and keep scanning, and every once in a while you'll find some remnants of something, rubber bands or whatnot that's in there, and you just kind of toss those as well. And plants. I always like to collect plants because a lot of the mocks that I use are scenes, like a building, and I like to include some stuff like floral arrangements and whatnot, like on a lawn. And I will use a lot of these floral pieces for that purpose. To me, just you have a nice fancy building, and then you just leave the grassy area nothing but green studs, and to me that looks kind of like lazy. So instead of using green studs just by themselves and say, hey, this is a grassy area, I will use floral pieces and stick them on and create things out of grass and flowers and leaves and whatnot, and kind of add a lot more detail to a mock. And if you're wondering what a mock stands for, it is my own creation. That is an acronym that we use quite frequently. And here we go. Just another piece that gets thrown into the bulk Lego. It is for these reasons that we try to scrutinize bulk purchases. A lot of people will try to pawn off bulk Legos for around $10 to $20 a pound because they think they can get away with it. But true collectors know better. So what we do is we look for pieces or bulk purchases that are around $5 or less. And this purchase here, I bought this for $2 a pound, which is really good. Not as good as $1 or free, but hey, $2 a pound is still a really good deal. And here we go with some Bionicle pieces. Okay. Some Bionicle is one of those things where it has its people that love it, and then other people just simply hate it because it is not a brick. Okay, it's a molded piece with axles and holes and pins, and uh, people either like them or they just hate them. And I myself, I don't mind them. I don't mind using this type of building style to create unique things. So this is cool. I can do things with this. These can be claws, weapons, whatever. It doesn't matter. This one here, this is probably a breastplate of some sort, or foot, or lots of different features could be made out of this. I myself, when I look at it, I see a shield. I can turn this into a shield, and I can mount it onto a side of the building and go from there. So moving on. Okay. Oh, looks like I've got a Power Ranger head. So that came from something completely different. That's not Lego. rummaging through more and more. These half spheres, those are pretty cool. I like spheres because they have a cup that they can fit into, and you can use them for guns and whatnot, like the Star Wars kits did. Ah, this is a trans green, well, actually a trans neon green fin. Um, One of the kits I remember this coming from is a Green Lantern kit, so that's cool. It just shows that there was a lot of variety in this purchase. Right off the bat, I can tell you from the modeling of the colors and whatnot that this is definitely not Lego. And some of the things that we do to distinguish between Lego and non-Lego parts is we look at the color itself. That's the first clue. And then the second clue is we look at the studs that are on top. Every Lego has the imprint of Lego on the stud. All these other companies that produce bricks, they either have blanks on top, or like in this one here, it says Mega Block on there. So that's worthless to me. Someone else may enjoy that, but like I said, I'm a Lego purist, and that's a no-go with me. So far, there's been a healthy mix of good stuff and bad. Here's a trans clear. Lego produced these like maybe ages ago, but nothing recently, so I know this is not Lego. Keep looking. And what I will do is I will collect all of the pieces that were not Lego related, and I will weigh them to see how much of a loss I had on the weight, because like I said, I bought these per pound. And here's another Bionicle foot. That's pretty cool. And another Mega Block piece. Trash. So we put the trash off to the side and we just move on from there. And moving along. Cool, this is a fin. This is used for large-scale helicopters or for decorations of some sort. And we got ourselves a dark blue-gray raft. It's cool. We got ourselves a motorcycle, so I'll have to see if we have the front wheel in there somewhere. That's decent. And I'm always happy to find chains. Chains are fun. I enjoy chains. I can do so much with chains and castles. And while I sort through these, I can pull out the bigger plates and whatnot and set them off to the side. Make sure that the plates are clean and that there's no pieces on there, no other sorts of gunk. Another large figure piece, and this seems to be some sort of interior, I would have to say. I'll have to look that up later on and find out what set that came from. But for now, I'm going to disassemble it. And yes, if some of you are cringing because I'm using my fingers to remove the bits, that's because I don't have a... got one right there. Got a brick separator. So there we go. There. All nice and neat. And this looks to be a launcher for Zammer spheres, Lego balls. That's from the Bionicle stuff as well. And I may have a one of the dark red Bionicle kits in here. Well, that'd be cool. Can't remember off the top of my head which one that is, but I'm sure someone could tell me. Ah, awesome, a gold sword. Enjoy minifig stuff. And elephant's trunk in gold. I like that. If I have more of those in here, I'd be happy as a lark. And feather pieces that you can turn into large grass blades. That's cool. Okay, here's some more of those finned elbows. So I am seriously thinking that I may have gotten the eel from Atlantis set. So that's cool. And here we go with a flaming Bionicle head. That's neat. I will take that. I think the character's name might have been Infernox or Inferno or something along those lines. I always thought it was a cool set because it had the flaming stuff, and I like making elemental things out of Legos. So that's a yay. And wings are cool. Wings first started, if I can remember correctly, Chima. And from there, the other characters have used them. Surfboard, yay! I like to use them on nights, to make angelic nights and stuff of that nature. So when I do castles, a lot of people really get into doing castles as realistic as they possibly can. I am more of a fantasy castle person. So if I come up with any ideas for castles and whatnot, they are often not based in reality. They were just fanciful designs that come to me in my head when I look at Legos and I try to take apart and fix it into a pattern that I can use for castles and whatnot. Now this is pretty cool. This is a support frame that is in dark gray. It is Lego, and it does seem to be a little brownish in tint, but you can definitely tell that is Lego, and that is ancient Lego before the blue grays came out. And that's always cool because I'm always looking to collect more of these so that I can add some color variations to certain stuff. And when they are as pristine as these are, that's a bonus point. That's bonus. That's just awesome. So this box here had a collection of old and new stuff. So I'm over the moon. And you have to be careful. Sometimes you'll get pieces, because kids do silly things like put a 2x4 on top of a 2x4. And it makes it difficult to pull apart. And the worst are the 1x1s. Some gold elements. This is a regular gold tile. And you look on the underside and you can tell it's Lego. If you didn't know, Lego always imprints a part number on the inside of the brick whenever they possibly can. It's not 100% foolproof because, I mean, this is the tooth. You can't put a really long number like 6829. I've just pulled that out of my head. But you can't put that on a piece that small. Same thing for these, the 1x1 round studs. You can't really put a number on there that works. But I think these are like the 3000s. They're a very low number, but I enjoy getting round by round studs, 1x1 plates, and 1x1 tiles. They're really nice to get because I can also do mosaics. And with mosaics, you use rounds, squares, and tiles in order to make a picture. And because I've always stuck with castles in the beginning, because I joined a Lego club back in 2010, and I went to my first convention in 2012. And the first thing I did was a castle, and I did other castles. I think since 2010 I have done 7 different castles. Tore them down, built them back up, doing things a little different to each one until I was satisfied with the castle as a whole. Here's another piece that's old. This is an old space piece with the dark gray hinge on it, so that's pretty cool. And there's more grass pieces down in here. And oh boy, when you get something that's pieced together like this, and this one has got a lot of bricks that were just stacked on top of each other. Oftentimes you will find other brands mixed in, like this silver piece here that was in the middle of everything. So, trash pile. And also a downside to some bricks that some people don't like is that sometimes a corner will get nicked off or bit or chewed up or whatever. I'll deal with that later. It depends on the color whether or not I keep them or throw them away. I try not to throw away anything that's really Lego, because if it can stick together, even though there's a nick out of it or something, I will still use it. You can always use it as filler pieces on your mocks, so they're easy to hide. So we continue on. More swords. Nice little imprint there. That is cool. I'll have to look that up. I like printed bricks as well. It helps me figure out what I'm working with the pieces and where they came from and stuff. So it looks like there's some racing stuff that's in here. And also animals and bows. Bows are really great for castles. That goes into the yeah buddy. And then here is another thing. That's a foreign object that's in my Lego. That is not Lego. So that's a minifig head that came from another brand. Don't know which one it is. I don't care. It gets pushed off to the side. And then I have something like this where I have to double check to be sure, because this looks like the breather for a deep sea diver. So I want to have to take that and measure it against Rebrickable to make sure that that is or is not a Lego piece. And some more finned elbows. Okay, here's a foreign object. I don't know what that is, but it's not Lego. Another piece that has a clip on it. It's just Mega Bloks. And another thing that happens quite frequently is that you'll get kids who will take markers to their Legos. So here's a fender that has a little bit of some black on there. A kid just went to town on it with a marker. And I've seen quite a few of these round silver pieces from Mega Bloks, so I will just keep pushing those off to the side. Here's something fun. This is a shark's head. If the rest of the shark is in there, I will be happy as a clam. I know I come up with some weird sayings, but I am from Texas, and I do have a bit of a drawl, and we do have some unique sayings that we come up with. So everything that I say I picked up from grandparents and great-grandparents, and so just bear with me when you grew up around old people. Now this is neat. This is either Ninjago or it's Chinese related. It is a lantern, and so that is cool because it comes with a lightsaber hilt, a red minifig head piece that is in trans red, a radar dish, a tile with a clip on it, and a utensil, which is a paint roller. These are really good for lights and whatnot to make squiggly lines look like metal pieces. Okay. This is nice. This is nice. These are the newer anchors. The old anchors were a little bit bigger and bulkier than these. These new ones, these are nice. I can't remember what they came off of. I can't remember if it was Pirates of the Caribbean or if it was the newer classic Pirates sets, but this is cool. I like this. And so I'm going to keep these. These are really great. I love to use them for different things. And of course, more chains. You got to be careful with these chain pieces if they're fed through these bar clip tile pieces. More chains. Can't have too many chains. give your castle a nice aesthetic. More Technic pieces. Star Wars visor for a minifig. That's cool. Lots and lots of people love the Lego Star Wars. So if I can find any of that stuff, that's cool. Awesome. Here's something else that I like, and that's these gold bananas. These are awesome. Another imprint from another brick company, so that goes into the trash pile. More plates. More Unikitty. Cool. I'll put that one off the side. I think that Unikitty was a collectible minifig Unikitty. And then the chains. I have lots of chains, so I can always use extra links. More flower stems. Okay, this is a single piece. Okay, that's not Lego. Goes in the not Lego pile. Some more not Legos. And when I get down to the nitty gritty of this pile, and I look at pieces and whatnot, I start having trouble with things like tiles, because it's not readily known right off the bat if it's regular Lego or non-Lego until you start looking closer at the details. Once you start looking at the nitty-gritty of the details, then you start seeing the difference between Lego and non-Lego stuff. But some of the Lego competitors try to make it difficult to tell their pieces from Lego pieces. So, and here's an airplane engine, which is cool. Don't mind that, because even though I do castle, I also enjoy doing a bit of space stuff. And here's some more Bionicle from the one creature. So this is cool. This is flames and claws. So that's neat for me. And then we got these big wheels. I got a few of these in here, so they're okay. Kind of limited with the usage of these. I can use them for like engines and whatnot, but yeah, we'll figure out what to do with those. And if you hear my cat in the background, he's crying out for some reason. I don't know what his deal is right now. Shield, a canopy I don't see too often. It's got a 2x2 base on there. I just double checked, and yes, it was Lego. Cannon. And there are two different types of cannons. Awesome. There were cannons that didn't do anything. They were just a solid piece that you put on. It came from one of the original pirate ships. But then they also made a version that had a spring inside. And you can pull back and you could actually shoot round bricks out of them. And that was fun as a kid to do. Is to grab those things and go tong. So that's awesome. If I have any more in there like that, I would be pleased as punch. A majority of the time, my castles, I make them blue and gold accented. So if I get blue and gold flags like these, yay, they fit right into my theme. Chair of some sort that came from Mega Blocks, so that's trash. More plates, 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 plates. So, in the interest of making this video as short as I possibly can, I'm just going to go through the whole box kind of roughly, just to pull things out, just to get an idea of what all I've got in there. This here is a bird from the Lone Ranger. It sat on top of Tonto, and so that's cool. I love that piece. That's awesome. All of these individual pieces that I'm finding here are giving me the satisfaction of knowing that I pretty much have gotten my values worth out of this bulk purchase. Six by 10 light gray base plate. That is cool. Those are not common pieces. So when you find something that's in the 6 to 10, 6 to 12 range, you've done good. If you also find things like the 8 by 16s, like this tan one right there, that is also cool. And of course the dark grays and the browns. If there's 6 by any size greater than 8 and less than 16, those are good, because they're not used as frequently as the smaller sizes. So it's awesome to find those. Now, this here, I am not sure. I'm going to have to do some research on this. It has a number 4 on the interior side of it, and it has a finger hold and a foot on one end and a claw or recessed round piece, half circle for a pin. Now I'm going to have to do some research on to see if that is Lego or not. More than likely it probably isn't, but it never hurts to do research to find out what all that you have. And of course I'm not going to bore anybody with doing a video of people watching me search, because doing research is boring. So, more wheels. And this is a dark tan canopy piece. That's cool. More Bionicles. More Bionicles. Bionicle. Another cannon. This is one with the red. And it also shoots. The cannons came in brown and red. And so I think the red ones came first. And they were, like I said before, a red cannon holder with the cannon itself. And at first they were like dark gray. They were not metallic at all. They were dark gray and I think light gray. and they were solid peas. And then the second iteration of them, they came up with the idea of putting a spring in the middle and a finger hold to pull back and shoot. So you have one here that is dark gray on brown, and then you've got a what they call titanium. It is a metallic dark gray piece. So this is from a newer set. And the number on the side says it's either 8 or no, I'm sorry. That says Lego. Upside down. Hee hee. Silly me. There's the number on the other side. 2653 or 2533-002. The other Canon, it's hard to see the numbers because it's not as shiny. But I will get magnifying glasses on those and figure them out at a later time. Do not want to bore you. So far I have large wheelbases. This more than likely came from a juniors or a 4 plus set. I have the big wheels that came from Lord knows what, all sorts of different stuff. And this came from Hero Factory, so that's cool. That's neat. Another raft. Put that in the big piece set. And then move on. Also looks like I have pieces to a crane. So that's cool to get a crane. And some large Technic pieces. This is neat. This is a good buy. That's cool. Even though this is a sticker, I know that this came from an older set. The set itself escapes me, but if I remember correctly, I think it was from the 90s or early 2000s. It was I think one of the Mars sets. It was either Mars or it was an, maybe the Exoforce. It's one of those two. So that's cool. I like that. And here's a piece. It's got a sticker on it. The sticker tells me that it came from the alien invasion. So that's cool. Awesome. Well, that wraps up this session of bulk purchase. As I said earlier, I'll go into more detail over it. Pull things out, sort them by color, and then by shape, and then go from there. So, thank you for watching, and have yourself a good day.